The film opens with sweeping shots of Evergreen Pines, a small town nestled between rolling hills and dense forests. Summer lingers, but the first crisp winds of autumn whisper through the trees. 17-year-old Clara Dawson, an aspiring painter, spends her days sketching the fading landscapes before the season changes. The town feels timeless, but Clara knows change is coming. Her father's logging company threatens to cut deeper into the forest that inspires her art. Her heart aches as she paints the trees she fears will vanish. The story begins with the conflict between memory, nature, and progress. Clara meets Eli Turner, a recent college graduate turning to Evergreen Pines after years away. He carries with him an old camera and a secret past. His brother disappeared in those woods years ago. The two cross paths when Clara sketches by the lake and Eli captures the same scene on film. Their connection is instant, rooted in a shared love for the fragile beauty of the pines. Clara shows him her art, while Eli tells her about his project to document the town's disappearing wilderness. Their bond feels like the last breath of summer. At home, Clara's father, Richard Dawson, pushes her to consider a future outside art. He believes the logging industry is the backbone of Evergreen Pines. Richard views Eli with suspicion, remembering how Eli's family challenged his business. The tension between the two families reignites long-standing town rivalries. Clara struggles between loyalty to her father and her growing affection for Eli. She starts hiding her sketches and time with Eli from her family. Eli takes Clara deeper into the forest, showing her hidden groves and untouched streams. He reveals a theory. His brother might have vanished near the old Pines Hollow, a place elders whisper about but never visit. Clara listens, torn between awe and fear. They find strange carvings on rocks, old symbols tied to town folklore. Eli believes the forest keeps secrets, both natural and human. Clara begins to feel the forest is alive, watching them. As summer edges toward its end, Clara's best friend Maya notices her drifting away. Maya warns her not to fall for Eli, calling him haunted by the past. Clara defends him, insisting he's the only one who sees the world as she does. Maya and Clara's friendship strains, adding another layer of loss. Meanwhile, Richard confronts Eli publicly, accusing him of stirring up trouble. The town begins to divide, progress versus preservation. Clara starts dreaming vividly about the forest. In her dreams, the trees whisper in voices she can almost understand. She wakes with sketches on her desk she doesn't remember drawing. Eli confides that he too has been dreaming of his brother calling from the woods. The forest feels more like a character than a setting, both beautiful and eerie. Together, they vow to uncover what it's hiding. At a town meeting, Richard announces plans to expand logging deeper into the pines. Eli challenges him, sparking heated debate. Clara watches, torn as her father defends livelihood and Eli defends legacy. The meeting ends in shouting, neighbors split down the middle. Clara quietly sketches the scene, feeling like history is repeating itself. She knows both men are right and both are wrong. Eli and Clara sneak to Old Pines Hollow. They discover remnants of a forgotten logging camp abandoned decades ago. Among rusted tools and collapsed cabins, Eli finds his brother's old compass. Clara is shaken by the discovery. It feels like proof the forest swallowed him. The compass needle spins unnaturally, as if magnetized by something unseen. Clara paints the moment later, but the painting unsettles even her. As their bond deepens, Eli kisses Clara beneath the fading summer stars. It's tender, fragile, and filled with unspoken fears. Clara feels alive but guilty, knowing her father would never approve. They whisper promises to remember this night when the seasons turn. The next morning, Clara hides the memory like a secret treasure, but the forest still haunts her thoughts. Maya discovers Clara's secret meetings with Eli. Feeling betrayed, she lashes out, calling Clara blind to the danger Eli represents. The argument shatters their friendship, leaving Clara more isolated. Meanwhile, Richard warns Clara about outsiders who stir old ghosts. Clara wonders if her father knows more about the forest than he admits. The sense of secrets and lies in Evergreen Pines deepens. Clara and Eli return to Old Pines Hollow at night. They hear whispers, not wind, but voices. Following the sound, they uncover a hidden cave. Inside, they find carvings of trees, suns, and moons as though generations etched stories into stone. Eli believes this is tied to the town's founding. Clara feels they've crossed into a sacred place. The forest grows restless. Winds howl unnaturally. Animals vanish. The townsfolk begin whispering about curses again. Clara's dreams intensify. This time, she sees the forest burning, consumed by axes and flame. Eli insists the town must stop expansion before it's too late. Richard refuses, claiming Eli preys on Clara's imagination. The rift between father and daughter widens. Clara secretly shows her paintings to Eli, revealing haunting images of the future. Stumps where trees once stood, shadows where people vanish. Eli tells her she has a gift for seeing what others ignore. He encourages her to share her art with the town. Clara fears ridicule but feels a pull to use her voice. Her confidence grows, fueled by Eli's faith in her. Their bond becomes unbreakable. A violent storm lashes Evergreen Pines. The logging site floods, equipment destroyed. Some townsfolk call it nature's wrath, others bad luck. Richard sees it as a challenge to push harder. Clara sees it as a warning from the forest itself. She decides she cannot stay silent any longer. At a town gathering, Clara unveils her paintings. Each canvas shows the beauty of the pines and the devastation if they fall. The room goes silent. Townsfolk stare, moved and unsettled. Eli speaks, showing the compass, telling his brother's story. For the first time, people question Richard's vision, but Richard storms out, humiliated and furious. Father and daughter clash in private. Richard accuses Clara of betraying her family. Clara pleads for him to see what he's destroying, not just trees, but the town's soul. He cannot hear her, blinded by pride and tradition. Their relationship fractures, leaving Clara in tears. Eli comforts her, vowing they will protect the pines together. Clara and Eli return once more to the forest. They follow the compass deeper than before, reaching an ancient grove. There, they find Eli's brother's belongings buried beneath roots, as though the forest claimed him. Eli grieves, finally finding closure. Clara feels the forest chose to reveal the truth. She believes it is now their duty to guard this sacred place. Word spreads about Clara and Eli's discovery. The town divides further, but more begins siding with preservation. Richard faces resistance he never expected. Maya reconciles with Clara, admitting she sees now what Clara was fighting for. The town edges toward change, but Richard remains unmoved. The final logging vote approaches. On the day of the vote, Richard falls silent as Clara steps forward. Her words are not of anger but love for the pines, for the town, even for her father. She begs them to choose life over loss, roots over profit. Eli stands beside her, silent but strong. One by one, townsfolk nod in agreement. Richard realizes he stands alone. The logging expansion is halted. Autumn arrives, painting Evergreen Pines gold and crimson. Clara and Eli walk hand in hand through the forest, no longer haunted but hopeful. She paints one final canvas, the forest alive, whole, eternal. Her father watches from afar, pride and regret mingling in his eyes. Quote, the story closes on the whispering pines, guardians of a fading summer now saved.